Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name?
Peace, brother.
Hotep, brother. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm good. Now, could you introduce yourself for the viewing audience, please?
Yes, sir. Name is Brother Donnie from the Brothers of Umoja, Virginia Union.
My name is Dominique.
Brother Kamal, one of the co-founders of the Brothers of Umoja.
Hello, my name is Tawanda Ferguson. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, and I landed at VUU in 1989.
We all came from different parts of the country, even the world for that matter.
We started in 1989 at Virginia Union University. We were an organization committed to organizing the people under the concept of unity.
We just all came together, a bunch of young men came together as freshmen in college at Virginia Union, and we had our first meeting in our Storer Hall, room 301.
AKA the Black House.
Absolutely. And that's where we began to discuss ideas and flesh out ideas and concepts as it relates to black consciousness and what is it that we feel was needed.
Prior to our time at Virginia Union, there was really no black-centered organizations there. Predominantly, you had the Greek organizations, the fraternities and sororities, and so there was really no organizations doing programs devoted to issues related to African people. And so that was something that we thought was necessary. In fact, we started as a result of Dr. King, 1990. Basically, there was no events on campus at the Black College. So that's the reason we all met as a collective, and that's how we started coming together and formed the organization.
In the beginning stages, it was just a thought. And I remember having a conversation, being witness to conversations between other brothers of Umoja, who ended up being Brothers of Umoja, just because they found that there was a need for this organization on campus. To kind of uplift and give information, because that is what was missing, right? We weren't getting a lot of information.
On a black college campus.
On a black college campus. Yeah. So the need was there, and we felt it. So hence, the Brothers of Umoja was created, right?
We went through the process of becoming a officially recognized organization on campus, and then once we did that, that allowed us to bring in guest speakers and to do more things, more cultural, political things on campus and even beyond in the city of Richmond. So we had, Kwame Ture, or African People's Revolutionary Party, came through. We've had Dr. Jeffries, Professor Smalls, we've had Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Bruce Bridges from North Carolina. We've had people from all over the world that came to the campus of Virginia Union to do presentations based on the fact that the Brothers of Umoja made these connections and were putting it together.
Where are you from?
I'm from, at the time I was from Harlem, uptown.
Yeah, as you can see, we're live on these streets of these beautiful, historical Harlem streets.
125.
Yeah, I know you from the Vernon, but we on this side of things right now.
We lost our religion, our culture, our God.
There were fraternities and sororities that identified as being Greek, but what was it like to experience that time period with this organization that started on this black college campus at that time?
You have to understand that when we went to school, yes, there were Greek organizations already in play.
That was a great alternative. I didn't necessarily want to be a part of one of the Greek organizations, but when the Brothers of Umoja came by, it piqued my interest.
So I remember having, sitting through while the charter was being written, while, all the bylaws were being written. I remember that. So, and at that point, it was initiated, and it was a good thing on campus, and it was well received. So further down the line, the Sisters of Umoja.
After about maybe a year or so, we decided, you know what, we have the Brothers of Umoja, but our work is not done yet. We need a sisterhood organization as our counterpart, because you can't have the brothers without the sisters. So we began to do some outreach on campus. We found a group of sisters that were somewhat like-minded that wanted to start our sister organization called the Sisters of Umoja.
So once I learned about the Brothers of Umoja, I decided that, you know what, I might be able to join that organization because they're aligned to what I really value. I was a proud member of the Sisters of Umoja from 1989 to 1994.
As a sister at Virginia Union that time, did you feel like that was a need to have that sister component?
There definitely was a need for that. And since it was formed, you could tell. People kind of fell in line, information was passed on. It was a good feeling. The sisters and the Brothers of Umoja made a huge impact on Virginia Union's campus.
And when you think about that kind of impact, can you measure that in your reflection now? Like, what kind of impact, you know? How did it impact you?
It opened my eyes.
During the time, during the peak period of time, 1989 to 1995, I think one of the things I can clearly say is that the Richmond community, not just the campus, the Richmond community was greatly affected by the programs we did to try to elevate our community.
I think what the Brothers of Umoja was a continuation of the movement from, each of us, like I said, we came from our different places. Some of us had family members and aunts and uncles and stuff like that were in the movement, or we came from communities that were active, in the movement.
You have to understand that I was coming from a place where I was in the dark a lot of the times. Yes, I had read the books about our history and all of this, but I didn't really receive it because it wasn't something that was put into it wasn't my reality, right? This was something I was reading that was happening down south. It really didn't happen to me at this point.
One event I'll just mention real quickly, we had the African Education Conference with Dr. Amos Wilson, and the goal of that was to bring independent schools to the Richmond area. As a result of that, years later, independent black schools did come to Richmond, Virginia. As a result, some of the facilitators or organizers there played a role in relation to that. So that's just one example of basically the role that we played at the time.
We all had interest in history, culture, politics, spirituality. We were somewhat African-centered in our thought process, and moving towards thinking more along the lines of Pan-Africanism.
How impressed are you by that accomplishment?
I think it was a phenomenal accomplishment. It was part of the nature of, and you mentioned nationally, it was a very unique time in African people's lives, that early 90s period. It was kind of a collective of, you had the music.
I feel like the vibration was a very positive.
You had an energy around Malcolm X. It was an energy around that at that time.
We came up on, the Rakims and the EPMDs, KRS-Ones, X-Clan, Public Enemy, Jungle Brothers, Native Tongues, the whole gamut, right? So, it was just a part of who we were at that time, It was a continuation of the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement of the 70s, and hip-hop came into existence, and as a continuation of the cultural expression of a people.
And many of us, by the way we act.
So it was a period of African reawakening. among our people. So I think it played a significant role. It kind of gave a jolt of energy to the city, the state, as well as from what people have told me, people who came to the program started organizations on other campuses. I know that for a fact in Virginia State.
The Brothers of Umoja, Sisters of Umoja opened my eyes to what is really going on in this country. It made me take a closer look at the things that are happening, the politics of it. It's a lot, and it really did open my eyes up. I started to read more. I started to learn more. It was a great experience.
And I definitely think anybody that went to Virginia Union during that period of time, they have fond memories of the Brothers of Umoja. I have no doubt about that.
Absolutely, and our parties was dope.
Right.
And also, I would dare to say that we were the only organization that may have moved some Greek people to turn African.
I know that for a fact.
I served as the Sister of Umoja and the Brothers of Umoja, primarily as the documentarian for both.
First of all, Sister Tawanda, I just want to say thank you, because without you and the important role that you played, we would not be able to show any pictures of that time period, or we would have a very limited selection of time-related pictures in Virginia Union. I can honestly say that picture that you took of us when we was holding the red, black, and green flag was one of the most classic pictures of that era. And I just want to thank you for your skill set, and I want to thank you for your commitment, as we were all very young, but we were standing for very big things at a young age. What is our purpose right now, looking backwards?
You know, we came together as a group. We had to learn, I mean, things don't just happen automatically. So we had to first mobilize ourselves as a group, right? And then we had to learn how to function, right? We had to learn how to function as a group, right? Because we don't all think exactly the same, but we're very similar in our thought process, but we don't think exactly the same because we all have different experiences and things like that. And learning how to function as a group and within a group, and learning how to put the best interests of the group before the individual. We need to get kind of back to that sense of community, family, and community, because that has really eroded. And we have a lot of broken families and broken communities or broken neighborhoods, and it's challenging and difficult to build on a local level, on a regional level, and most definitely on a national level when you don't have the right infrastructure in place.
Brother, can you introduce yourself one more time, please?
Brother, come out.
Tawanda Ferguson.
Dominique.
My name is Brother Donnie or Brother Donald, from the Brothers of Umoja, Virginia Union, 1989, 90, and 91. So now we in 2024, and we're looking to see what we can do now. Going forward.
Be a leader. Be yourself. Don't change.
Right on, power to the people.
Right on, power to the people.
Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind.